Inside Gaming is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Protect your online privacy today at expressvpn.com/inside.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Inside Gaming. We're talking about video games today, like every other day. I mean, you know this. You're our fans, our diehards, our OGs, our day ones. We are gathered here to talk about the games that have gotten us through quarantine so far. We assume there's still a lot of it left to go. We may yet lose our minds.
It's a game of business for me.
The game of chance.
It's not a game of chance, yeah.
Oh, the most dangerous
stock
game.
market.
All off the table. We'll be talking about on-screen video games. We are going to go around as though we were around a big, large, round table, if you will, and talk about the games that got us through. So I'm going to kick us off. And the first game that I've been playing that got me through quarantine is probably Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I had a complicated relationship with the series, but I bought it on a whim. Patrick knows this. I actually bought a very shady version, and I got an email with 4 different download links and decided instead to just pay more for it a second time from a different site. But it's super fun. It's super fun. That's it, man. Super fun, dude.
My first game that has gotten me through quarantine has been Slime Rancher.
Yes.
I love Slime Rancher. It's great. I randomly discovered it. I found it. It was like I'd always been curious about playing it, and it was on. I got it on sale for like $6 or something, and I just on a whim started playing it, and lo and behold, it became just like my junk food. Not even junk food because it's a really good game. It's not like I know that Connor used that term to describe Watch Dogs Legion in another video.
It was candy, which is
it was candy, yeah. No, Slime Rancher is just it's very comfy game. It's been there for me, and I've been surprised at how much I've been going back to it. So, Slime Rancher.
Slime Rancher's a good choice, honestly.
Wonderful injection of serotonin.
One of my games that's gotten me through quarantine has been Nier Automata. I've played it twice to completion already, and I just decided to do it again. And then it came to Xbox Game Pass, and I've decided to probably do it for a 4th time. Game's great. Story's fantastic. Voice acting's amazing. Combat is fluid as hell, and I just want more Nier. Just want more.
That's a good choice because you can play it. There's so much replayability.
There's a ton of endings.
Yeah.
There's a lot of side quests to do.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of different things to collect in those games. It's a very fun open world game that has a lot of like character to it, and I find myself going back to it a lot.
This really mostly got me through the first half of quarantine, and I mean, I'm sure you guys probably share the same sentiment, but Animal Crossing New Horizons, game was up until it got kind of boring and repetitive, was like it just
so after one day you quit.
Patrick,
exactly.
No. It's a good game.
Exactly.
Good game, Patrick. It's a good game. How dare you? Isabel is precious.
Fantastic game, and perfect for quarantine. I feel like it was like one of those games that just like I feel like Nintendo caused this pandemic because just so they could drop Animal Crossing and keep us all inside participating in the stock market.
There's also nothing more fun than like the first week or two of an Animal Crossing game.
Yes.
Because especially with like everybody posting and going to everybody else's island and getting all the fruits and visiting, it's great. And there's nothing worse than after that 2-week period. You're just done.
Wholeheartedly disagree, but I respect your opinion, Brian.
I'm like almost like hesitant to go back because 1, I'm scared if any of my neighbors left, and 2, I just don't want to. I'm too lazy.
Just never go back, and you'll never know. That's right.
Yeah,
they'll
that's
never
true.
have leave. They'll just live.
They're all
there
dead to me. They're
forever
all dead to
if
me.
you never
Keep it a fond memory, and it'll
Exactly.
always be that. You never have to check back into reality and see all the cockroaches that have spawned on your island.
The Neopet approach. The last time I played Animal Crossing, I turned it on and Isabel's announcements came on, and then I decided I was hungry, so I undocked my Switch and placed it on the kitchen counter. And then I just listened to the music play for an hour while I made dinner. And by the time I was ready to eat, I was like, I don't want to play this I turned it off and have not been to my island since.
So my quarantine game, one of them, this was definitely a backlog game. I played a little bit of it, but hadn't like fully gotten hooked. But I did in the quarantine, Slay the Spire. It's a deck game, which I love, and a roguelike, which I don't normally, but you do get better at it. And I did a little, research on how to kind of improve because I was getting, I was dying a lot at first. But once it clicks for you, you can just do some insane combinations because it's just one player, so they don't really have to balance anything, and it kind of gets like this Gaia, like you can just sort of do these just ridiculous combos, and you feel like you've kind of broken the game. Plus it's a roguelike, it's super replayable. There's a lot of different characters you can pick to go out and do a run with. It's a great, very relaxing quarantine game. It's not a Twitch kind of thing at all. You can just, it's very leisurely. There's no timer on you, so it's fantastic.
My quarantine pick is probably a little more basic, and it goes like a little bit against this. It is a new game. Fall Guys for me, like the second half of quarantine largely has been a lot of Fall
That's
Guys.
a good one.
It's just because, I mean, it's new. It kind of caught me off guard. I was surprised. I mean, it always looked kind of fun and colorful, but I was kind of surprised how much there was to do there, even though there's not that much. I think for me, the attractive part about it is like, it's not hard to get good at Fall Guys. Like if you want to get into another type of like battle royale style game, learning the meta of like PUBG or Fortnite or even Apex Legends, while fun, it does take a large investment to like improve your skill ceiling. But for Fall Guys, it's like you just play it a couple times and you're pretty much on equal footing with the majority of the other people playing.
Yeah,
there's
you
like
know
a
you're in
nine,
for
the
like
meta
20
is
minutes.
like nine easy to follow tips.
Yes.
That's the whole meta. My first quarantine game it's gotta be Witcher 3. I never beat the second DLC. Played like a lot of it, but I didn't finish it. So I've been doing that and then just getting in that game and exploring and doing side quests, because with those big games I tend to I sort of take my time with them a little bit, but I still kind of end up rushing through them because I want the story and all that. So that's kind of how I played it the first time around. I still did a lot of stuff, but blazed through it, I guess, relatively for that game. So I've just been doing a ton of that, and then I just got it on PC, and so I'm modding it now, so all the characters are nude.
Nice.
And it really adds a whole nother level to the game when everyone is naked.
I know the word hero gets thrown around a lot these days.
Oh, I accept that title gladly, and I am deserving.
I was talking about a different thing.
Today's episode of Inside Gaming Daily is sponsored by Full Sail University. Located just outside of Orlando, Florida, Full Sail University offers associate's, master's, and bachelor's degrees in the world of filmmaking, art, gaming, and technology. And the best part is, they offer classes both online and on campus, and at an accelerated pace, so you can earn your degree in half the time. Each degree is immersive and hands-on, so you can learn your craft using the same tools and technologies used in the industry that you're going for. Alumni are able to come back and audit their classes during their careers, and they will receive lifetime career development support throughout their professional journey. In fact, Full Sail graduates have gone on to do insane things like work on hit records, big time motion picture films, win Grammys, and a lot more. A lot more than I've done. And if that doesn't sound enticing enough, enrolled students will get a laptop as well as industry software at deep institutional discounts. To learn more about Full Sail's programs as well as possible scholarship opportunities, head on over to fullsail.edu/insidegamingdailynews. That's fullsail.edu/insidegamingdailynews. Thank you, Full Sail. Now back to the video.
Well, Connor,
All right,
what's your number one?
Yeah, I guess it's you again.
Okay.
It's time for my second game, my second quarantine game. I have been enjoying the out of Satisfactory. It is awesome. It's basically if you read the Lorax and you saw what the Onceler did to that flora and fauna, and you're like, I want to do that. Yes. I want to pollute this landscape. I want to kill wildlife. I want to burn coal. I want to drain the oceans. I want to this planet over, and it is awesome. It is just, it's a resource gatherer. You're making a factory, but sometimes you'll stop what you're doing and you'll go like, what's my ultimate goal?
Yeah.
And you're like, it doesn't matter. We need to run these pipelines over the hill.
My second quarantine game was also like Amir, a game that got me through the first half of quarantine pretty nicely, and that's Final Fantasy X.
That's right. Yeah.
Good game.
Calm down, Brian.
I've always loved that game. I never beat it back in the day when I've started it on multiple occasions, and since it's on Switch, it kind of is just the perfect home to play it for me. So it was the perfect game to be like, okay, I'm just gonna sit down with a cup of coffee on Saturday morning and play it on the big TV in the living room for hours, or I'm gonna play it for an hour, 30 minutes in bed, on the handheld. And it's a game that runs perfectly fine on both, and it's just a really quality port. Plays, it's they always say a good port plays exactly like you remember it playing, And it's totally that. It's just like enough quality of life things to be like, yes, this feels good to play, and God, the game is huge. So plenty to get through in a time like quarantine. I've fallen off of it a bit, but first half of quarantine there, man, Final Fantasy X was great to hop back into that.
12 is good too. It's
Yeah.
also on the Switch.
shut up.
So,
Yeah.
same-
Shut up.
I only
too
have
many, man.
So the other game that's gotten me through quarantine, and unlike everybody else, this has gotten me through the back half of quarantine because everybody just decided to start playing it all the time now. I'm playing it right now. It's I'm playing Among Us right now, and
Okay.
I've been playing
Method
it
acting.
pretty consistently. It's just fun. I bought it on Steam, played it with a bunch of people, played it for content, and then I'm just like, oh no, wait, I actually really legitimately enjoy this. I super like this. And then I found out that the mobile version exists, and I bought that too, and now it's like every night I'll play 1 or 2 games with randoms, and it's fun. It's just a really fun game. It's like playing Clue, but
Yeah.
you get to be the murderer, and it's just
Yeah.
all right, I love
And
that.
it's super short. This every game doesn't take that long.
It's an M&M kind of game where it's just like,
perfect.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can have one more. I can
That's
have one
right.
more. I don't feel guilty about that.
I feel like a few of us have played Among Us with Caden, and now we are all changed forever. I'm just glad to know that now you are exposing the masses.
My second quarantine game is a bit of a curveball. It's a VR game. I'm sure some of you may have heard me talk about this game a lot, but Boneworks. If any of you have VR headsets, get Boneworks. It shouldn't even be a question. Just get it.
It's a little nauseating. I can only play it for about 30 minutes at a time. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, but you get used to it. I'm not gonna lie, I got really sick my first time playing it because it's the first time you get.
Sounds fun.
So
No big deal.
I'm buying it, I'm hearing, and it's bad for me?
Yes.
Oh yeah, well just a little
Just
bit,
like alcohol.
only to begin with. But that game, I've played it since it released, and it's one of those games that I still hop into just because the sandbox mode is so much fun. So that's definitely been just a good blanket quarantine game.
I just got contacts.
Connor, we don't have time
The
for this.
optometrist was like, oh, because of the mask fog, and me knowing it was so I could play VR, I was like, yeah. But my roommate did hear me put on the headset and start up Alex and just go, wow.
So my other quarantine game, and this is, I don't know if anyone's heard of this, it's a little indie title, Mario Kart 8. Very
It's been your
really
quarantine
fun.
game for the past 8 years.
You and your Japanese games, dude.
That game is still a blast. I play it on the Switch, so it's the deluxe version. But man, there's something about that game that just relaxes me. I play it on stream a lot, so now it's we have a little community that all races each other. Sometimes it's still, but Mario Kart as a whole has still a really healthy population. So sometimes little teams of racers will invade us and all of a sudden jump in, and then we're all trying to box them out. So it's super fun. I mean, it's Mario Kart, you know what it is, but playing with a group of people it's the best.
My last quarantine game I've been really into since quarantine started is Into the Breach. It's the game that I had already played on PC a lot, and then when it came to Switch, I downloaded it, and when quarantine started, I started picking it up again, and kind of all of the skill set that you had picked up before playing it, it still sticks with you. You kind of remember the tactics. It doesn't take that long to warm up, and it's just one of those games that kind of respects your time. You could put it down whenever you want, even though there's a fail state that resets everything, but runs are usually pretty quick, and yeah, when I picked it up on Switch, I got through all 4 islands kind of no problem, and then really got into the other different crews, which I didn't before. So just completely changes the dynamics and the way that you play Into the Breach with utilizing the smoke differently, utilizing lasers differently, and the other kind of electric kind of skill sets and stuff that different mechs have. So yeah, that's what I've been getting into.
My last quarantine game is Skater XL. It was in early access for a while, but it came out officially a few months ago, and it's just another skateboarding sim game, but it's not like Tony Hawk really. It's way slower. It's very
It's more like Skate, right?
it's more like the Skate series. So it's a little more realistic, I guess.
Yeah, it's like a sim. It's more of a sim.
It's a
than
sim.
an
Yeah, for
arcade,
sure.
yeah.
There aren't really goals or challenge. I mean, there's kind of challenges, but not really. And it's just super relaxing. It's my default. I don't have like a ton of time, or I'm just kind of bored. I have 5 minutes free. It's kind of like my default game for those situations, which there's a lot of that in quarantine.
Yeah, that's always the fun part about those types of games. Do you have a preferred, like, what kind of tricks do you usually work on, Patrick, when you're in there?
We're talking an ollie. We're talking a couple indie nose holes. You know I'm gonna have to throw in a grab, maybe even a McTwist.
But that's our quarantine games. All of you who have been in the comments asking for us to talk about Slime Ranchers and JRPGs, I hope you are happy now.
Wish granted.
Because it'll never
The fact
happen
that we
again.
can talk at such length for this shows what a joy it is to actually just talk about games instead of talking about people talking about games every day. But
We should start a gaming news show.
Oh, that's a great idea.